Well, hello everyone. Welcome back. So today we are going we are going to be playing a murder mystery game, I guess, or basically I'll be reading a murder mystery story and we both try and have to solve it. Hey, how you doing, fan? How you doing? And hey, I know I'm late. I'm very sorry. I couldn't figure out what I was doing today. I guess the pains of not having a schedule. But yeah, so I'll kind of explain what we're doing a bit. We've done a stream similar to this before, but I had so much fun in that stream that we're doing it again, but in a different way. So basically, I think I said it a minute ago, but I have a murder mystery story here, and we kind of have to try and solve it. And basically, I'm gonna read it out to you guys, and you're gonna try and solve it alongside me because I don't know the killer either. So, if that sounds good for you, good to you, then let's go on in. So I'll read out the story and then and we have like some testimonies here from the people. So there were 5 people at the crime scene and all of them have testified, and we need to solve the murder in 30 minutes or I don't know, something happens. You're literally about to fall asleep. I'm sorry. Alright, let's start the clock. I guess I cheated a bit by giving myself 30 minutes and 30 seconds, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so it was a cool autumn breeze. It was a cool autumn afternoon. When I arrived at the park, the air was crisp and the leaves danced on the cold breeze. The body of Mrs. Frank was found near the river. Her life was extinguished with 3 gunshot wounds. The scene was disturbing and my gut told me there was more to this than we met the eye. Oh yeah, and we're the detectives, by the way. We're the detectives. And then my gut told me there was more to this than meets the eye. The witnesses that gathered at the scene: Mrs. Berry, an elderly lady, her husband, Mr. Berry, a young teen named Katie, and her friend Alfred, and a boy named Oliver. You'd think there'd be more people at the park, but oh well. I need to piece together their stories to find the truth. So we'll move on to the first. You know, it makes it sound like we're just like a random person interviewing these people, but we're meant to be the detectives in this story. Okay. So this is Mrs. Berry's testimony. The old lady, I think. I was just sitting on the bench, watching the birds, as I usually do. My husband and I had just come to the park every Sunday. I didn't see anything unusual at first, but I did hear some noises. I thought it was just kids playing around. When I saw the body, I was shocked and immediately called for help. But it doesn't really sound like there was help, since it just anyways, why she was there: Mrs. Berry comes to the park regularly with her elderly husband. That sounds like a fine excuse, but quick question, what am I doing at 100 subs? On YouTube? Because on YouTube, I don't know, I guess I could bake a cake or something. I don't know. Maybe. I don't really have a plan for it, but hey. So Mrs. Berry's testimony is she was sitting on the bench. So we've got her husband here, but if he doesn't have the same testimony, I suppose that could be suspicious. So Mr. Berry's testimony. I wasn't paying much attention. I was just reading my newspaper. Mrs. Berry was the one who noticed something was wrong. She screamed and I looked up, only to see a body by the river. I am an old man, so I couldn't do anything about it. That kind of sounds suspicious, though. So an old man probably could do something about it. Although I suppose if you don't have a phone, that would make it hard. But, okay. So I don't think that conflicts with his wife's testimony. So that should... Yeah, I don't think that conflicts with his wife. You know what? I'm going to pull this up so you guys can see it. Hey, how you doing? What's the script I'm reading? Basically, I asked ChatGPT to generate me a story, so I'm just reading. But basically, yeah. You know what? I'm going to pull it up just so you guys can see it too, because it's probably kind of weird me just having it. I probably should have done this in the first place. Window capture. This should work. Oh wait, no, that didn't work. Oops, well now you can... Okay, that didn't work. It was the butler. There is no butler! There isn't a butler, okay? You know what? I've got an idea. I'm just gonna paste the story and paste it into the thing. Hold up, I've got an idea. Just give me 2 seconds. You should be able, should be able to see it in one. Can paste that there. And I'll just, you know what? I could probably leave it white, and I'll just read out this story. I'm just gonna make it smaller. Hey, how you doing? Oops, I know this looks weird. I'm just making it smaller. With a dung bell. I don't think any of them had a dung bell. Dung bell? I don't know. I don't think any of them had a dung bell, because they just seem to be doing it. Give me 2 seconds, though. Okay. The scuff is always real with this. But how you doing? Hopefully you're well. Okay, you should be able to see that very well. You should be able to see that. Okay. I'm trying to make it smaller. Oh shit, the timer. Yeah, I probably should have paused that. Okay, yeah, my fault. Pause that for 2 seconds. The scuff is real. The scuff is real. Oh my god. No. Okay, hold up. There we go. I should be able to see it in a couple seconds. So much text. I have to scroll up and down to make it smaller. Okay. Dude, sometimes I regret my life decisions. I probably should have just left it. Okay. You know what? I'll make that smaller there. Hopefully you'll be able... No! Okay, you know what? We give up on that. I'll just read out their testimonies. Okay, so I'll pause the timer. I'm too lazy. Okay. We'll restart the clock. Oh my god. How you doing? Yeah, they're both innocent, or they're both in on it. Probably, but I mean, their stories align. I feel like, yeah, I'm sorry, I couldn't make it smaller. Just throw them all in prison. Well, I just seem to be a random person talking to these people. But, I don't know. Okay. So we've got they were in the park just to read and relax. So, Katie's testimony. So, Katie is the teenage girl. I believe. Katie is the teenage girl. Just remember these testimonies, okay? Just remember them, because I'm an idiot who forgets to set things up. Okay, I was just meeting up with Alfred, her friend, I believe. We would like to come here and hang out by the water. Oh yeah, this is by a river, by the way. I didn't hear the shots at first, but when I saw Mrs. Frank lying there, I panicked. We called the police right away. I've seen Mrs. Frank around here before. She was always kind to me. Why is she... Yeah. You know what? Okay, Mr. Berry and Mrs. Berry, Katie sus. Yeah, Katie is kind of sus. But at the same time, Mr. Berry and Mrs. Berry are kind of sus too, right? Because, they're kind of sus too. Because, you know, they said they didn't hear the gunshots unless Katie was there first. Which is a possibility, I suppose. Okay. Okay, Alfred's testimony, her friend. I was just walking with Katie, like we always do. We didn't see anything until Katie screamed. You know what? These things aren't lining up. Like, Mr. Berry and Mrs. Berry said they saw it first and there was no one there, and then they called people over. Okay, well, either one of these 4 people are lying, but it's kind of hard to tell. Granny said no one came. Yeah, Granny said no one came. So either one of these people are lying. I'm kind of thinking it was the teenage girl. I'm not sure, though. I'm not sure. Okay, I was just walking with Katie, like we always do. We didn't see anything until Katie screamed. She's dramatic, but I didn't hear any gunshots or anything. Okay, it's definitely Katie. Case closed. It's Katie, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, but Katie said she was gonna meet up, so she just got there. How could she not hear if she was by the lake? Yeah, it is Katie, 100%, 100%. Okay. So we've got Oliver's testimony next. The young boy. Hi. You're live at this time? Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, Darian. I'm sorry. It's only 10 o'clock. Well, I guess 11 o'clock for you, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay, I'll read out the next one. Okay. So Oliver's testimony. He's the 6-year-old boy or something. I was playing by the river when I saw Mrs. Frank near the trees. She was arguing with someone. It's Katie, because Katie said Mrs. Frank was kind to her, indicating that Katie may have done it since they knew each other. And did you know you are more likely to get murdered by someone who you know? Hello, Darian again. Why would a young boy own a gun? I don't know, his parents gave it to him or something? I mean, it's possible. It's possible. Oh my god. Yeah, that was the toggle. Okay. Next. Thing. Okay, I was playing by the river when I saw Mrs. Frank near the trees. She was arguing with someone. I didn't hear what they were saying, but she looked upset. Then I heard some loud bangs and she just fell. I ran to the nearest bench and someone told the police what. Okay, so we've got a line, and a young child wouldn't lie. Well, I mean, if they're a psychopath or sociopath, I mean, maybe they would. Who knows? But I think where this is lining up is that, okay, we've got 25 minutes to solve this. You know what? We did this quicker than I expected. So, this might go well for us. So, since I believe, Katie said, not Katie, sorry. Mrs. Berry's testimony was that she was sitting on the bed, she saw the body, and she called for help. But she didn't hear any gunshots. So I think the timeline is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the timeline is, Katie came there. She argued with Mrs. Frank for whatever unknown reason. She argued with Mrs. Frank. And then Alfred, I'm not sure where Alfred comes because Alfred is her friend. And he said they were just walking together. So maybe Alfred is an accomplice. Maybe Katie is super sus. I'm thinking it's Katie. So maybe, nice mustache. Thank you. I like my mustache too. It's my investigator mustache. But no, I think Katie was there. She argued with Mrs. Frank. She killed him. And Alfred said he was just walking with Katie. We didn't do anything till she screamed. You know what? Alfred is an accomplice along with Katie. Alfred is an accomplice. And Oliver, I don't know. Oliver's just innocent. And, okay, so it went Katie, Fred started arguing, although Oliver said it was just one person, so I'm not sure. But I think Katie was there with Alfred, and they argued with Mrs. Frank, who's the dead woman. Argued with Mrs. Frank. Alfred is the bailer. Yeah, maybe. And they argued together, and then Katie killed her 3 shots, and then Alfred helped her clean up the Alfred and her left, and Oliver hid at that point, and then Mr. Berry and Mrs. Berry came walking along. Chat, what do you think? Do you think that is reasonable, right? I think that could be it. Although, sitting on a bench. Yeah, they did hear some noises, but Mr. Berry didn't. Okay, you know what? Yeah. It was Alfred and Katie. Let's see, how many minutes on the clock left? Okay, we got 22 minutes. That's pretty good. Okay. And it would have been her because a normal murder is only 1 shot and 3 shots are by anger. Yeah. And Katie is the only one who supposedly knows Mrs. Frank. So it is definitely her. Okay, so we have the answers down here. I know this is going to be a short stream, but hey, it's kind of late. So let's see. I'll scroll down. Let's see. Okay. Okay, let's see. As I listened to their stories, could see inconsistencies. Mr. Berry and her husband claimed to be... Okay, so these are the results, and we hope we are correct. So I'm thinking Katie and Alfred. So, let's see. As I listened to the stories, I could see inconsistencies. Mrs. Berry and her husband claimed to have been unaware of anything until the body was discovered. Katie and Alfred seemed to be genuinely scared. Oh my god, no, we're gonna be wrong, aren't we? But gave vague answers about not hearing gunshots. But Oliver said he saw Mrs. Frank arguing with someone before she was shot. I wish they gave more description on that. Like, was it a man or woman who was with, That was something the others hadn't mentioned. I couldn't shake the feeling that Alfred and Katie were hiding something. Yes, okay, we might be correct on this one. Fred and Katie were hiding something. The argument that Oliver mentioned, if they were nearby, why hadn't they heard it? And I realised something crucial. Katie and Alfred had been walking by the river, right where the body had been found, yes? But they didn't mention anything about hearing a conversation or seeing a victim. Okay, the truth. Alfred in his nervousness. Alright, I think we were correct, chat. Alfred in his nervousness had forgotten a key detail. He had been arguing with Mrs. Frank earlier that day. She had confronted him about something, and in a fit of rage, he shot her. Katie had been too afraid to tell the truth, afraid of getting her friend into trouble, so Alfred was the killer. Honestly, I was thinking it was gonna be Kate who did the killing, and then Alfred was just the accomplice from what he said in his description. I've got to ask you, what do I have planned? I don't know, I don't really have anything planned. I think you should ask since the detective is right, yeah. Okay, Alfred, she confronted him about something, and in a fit of rage, he shot her. But who just, carries around a gun, though? Someone with some mad anger issues, I guess. Katie had been too afraid to tell the truth, so Alfred was the killer. Final lie. Alfred's lies had unraveled the case, and the truth was clear. The teenager, driven by anger, had murdered Mrs. Frank near the river. I really wonder what they were talking about, though. I'm not sure. But we solved the murder. We solved the murder with 19 minutes on the clock. If it took us 20 minutes, okay, probably most of that was me with technical issues. But we did it, chat. So I'm gonna call it a day here. Or should I do another one? We could do another one. Hold up. I might just do another one. Or should I call it a day? I'm not sure. No. Okay, fine. We will do one more. One more. One more. Okay. Just give me a sec. 5 people. Okay. This should work. Just give me 2 seconds, because now I've got to do this. Okay. Paste that. This one. Okay. Should work. Okay. Sorry, this is taking me a minute. Okay, that should work. Okay. So, the next case. See, we are... Hey, Godolphin! How you doing? We are the best detective around. Trust me. I feel like I should put on creepy music. But... Anyways, you know what? Okay, so we had around 20 minutes on the timer before. We will have 20 minutes to solve this new crime. And I'll get rid of the 31 seconds. We'll have 20 minutes to solve this crime. I don't know why I'm a cat now, but... Alright, let's go! Chat, let's go! Okay. So, the night was cold, and a silent when I had... I can't read! Okay, the night was cold. Oh my god. Should I stay as a cat? No, I'm not gonna stay as a cat. The night was cold and silent when I arrived at the scene. The crime of a well-known businessman, Richard Hawke, had been found in the back alley of an upscale restaurant, his life snuffed out by a single stab wound to the chest. The crime was eerily faint, with a faint smell of blood still hanging in the air. We were tasked with finding the killer, and 5 people who were at the crime scene. Same amount of people. Okay. As last time. The witnesses were gathered around, each giving their own account of what happened. Sarah Green. Okay. Sarah Green was the waitress. Was the waitress at an upscale restaurant. Okay. So her first testimony. I was working my usual shift serving dinner when I heard a commotion outside. I didn't think much of it at first, but then I heard someone scream. I ran out to the alley and saw Richard lying there. I didn't see anyone leave, but I did see a figure standing in the shadows. I first stepped outside. I couldn't make out who it was, but they were gone. I couldn't get any closer. Why was she there? Sarah was working as a waitress at the restaurant, tending to her customers, doing her rounds when the incident occurred. Okay, that doesn't sound too suspicious. Like, she's not giving off those sus vibes already. One stab, assassination. Maybe. Maybe. Okay. She doesn't sound too sus, so we'll move on to the next one. David Hawke, the victim's brother. I was at the restaurant with Richard for a business meeting. We had just finished talking, and then he decided to step out for some fresh air. I didn't think anything of it at all. I just stayed inside for a few more minutes, but when I came out, I found him lying in the alley. I didn't see anyone around. I panicked, and I called for help immediately. Richard, he was always careful. I can't understand why someone would do something to him like this. Why was he there? David had been having dinner with his brother, discussing business before the meeting occurred. Okay, so he was the brother of Richard, I think? Okay, so we've got the victim's brother, the waitress, and the brother. Okay, it's not too bad. Oh well, he doesn't sound like the most suspicious ever. I think it's Sarah because the dude said maybe. And Sarah didn't have her description. Yeah. Okay, maybe. But we have the victim's ex. Go ex-girlfriend. Now this one, I am questioning why they were at the same restaurant, but hey, DC, how you doing? Hopefully you're well. Hopefully you're well. At the moment we're just reading out our little, I guess, crime thing. Basically, we're interviewing 5 people to see who committed the crime. So if Miku did not commit the crime. It's not me. Miku did not commit the crime. We have Megan Foster, the ex-girlfriend of the victim. I hadn't seen Richard in years, but when I heard he was gonna show up tonight, I decided to stop by and say hello. I didn't expect much. I just wanted to catch up, you know? I went out to the alley to find him. We started talking. Things got a little heated. He told me some things I didn't like hearing. Bro, it's the ex-girlfriend! It wasn't Sarah, it's the ex-girlfriend. Unrelated question, do you hold mugs with your pinky finger? As I'm Britain. Do I hold mugs with my pinky finger? I mean, I guess? Hold up. I don't have a mug near me, but I guess? I don't know! Miku is in chat. Yay! Miku. Oh, you meant Miku's in chat. Yeah. Okay. So, things got a little heated. Well, he told me some things I didn't like hearing. Well, we argued for a few minutes, but then I went back inside. I think this is too obvious to be her. But come on, how suspicious is that? I didn't see anyone else around, honestly. I wasn't even aware anything had happened till the police arrived. Why was she there? Megan had heard he was at the restaurant to catch up with him. So, I think Richard was there to meet his brother, and then his ex-girlfriend heard, and the waitress saw the body. You know what? It's so the ex-girlfriend. But the next one, we have James Carpenter, the business partner. You have to go, just got here. Oh, bye, QC. Oh, I hope you enjoyed the little bit of the stream you saw. Oh my god, we've only got 30 minutes to solve the crime. Come on, chat, we've got to do this. Okay, James Carter, the business partner. I was in the back dealing with some papers when Richard stepped outside. We were in the middle of a partnership discussion. I didn't hear the argument, but I saw Megan go outside to meet him. When I went to look for Richard, I saw him on the ground. I didn't see anyone leave. Okay. But the guy up here, the waitress up here, said she heard him scream and ran out to the alley and saw Richard lying there. So one of these things ain't making sense. It's one of these 2 people, or it was the girlfriend. I don't know. Ah, shit. Oops. I fell over. Oops. Oops. Ow. Sorry. Ow. Fell off my stool. Anyways, okay. So, I was in the back dealing with some paper things. We were in the middle of a partnership discussion. I didn't hear the argument, but I saw Megan go out to meet him. When I went to look for Richard, I saw him on the ground. I didn't see anyone leave. Though, as far as I can tell, nobody had the chance to run away without being seen. You know what? What do you guys think? Sarah is innocent? I mean, maybe, but to be fair, you were accusing her earlier. Okay, it's either the business partner or Richard. Okay, business partner or Richard. Okay, this one's a hard one. Okay, but next we have the cook. Lily Adams. I was in the kitchen making the last rounds for the night. When I heard someone scream, run outside, I just thought it was a customer leaving. But when I heard a scream, I didn't go out immediately. I saw Richard in the alley. I didn't see anyone else. Okay, it kind of points back to Sarah. It's the ex. Because I don't know. I don't think it was the ex, though. I'm not sure, but hey. Because the dude said he saw It's the chef. You're really accusing everyone, aren't you? Everyone is guilty. Although it could have been 2 people, couldn't it? Just thinking about it, couldn't it have been 2 people? Because the last case was 2 people. So who knows, maybe it's all the people who are guilty. It's the ex, it's the chef. He's the only dude with the knife. True. How did the ex hear that he was there? Hold up, let's see. What did she say? I don't know. Okay. Bro, this one's really hard! Okay. Who are we going with, chat? We've only got 10 minutes to solve the crime. Although we can put our brains together and try. Okay, and try! Okay. The ex here that he was there. Okay, I think it could have been a partnership between a couple people, because maybe it could have been the waitress and the chef, but that wouldn't really make sense. So I think it could be the waitress or the chef or the ex-girlfriend. Could have been anybody. It could have been anyone. Okay, we're going with the ex. Suck up when. Alright, okay, when will I play Suck Up? I will play. I will play next. When should I play it? What's the date today? I will play it on Tuesday for you. I promise I'll play it on Tuesday. I'll play it on Tuesday. I believe the ex did the deed, but she was hired. But the question is, who would she be hired by? So the girlfriend with, not the waitress. The girlfriend, it could be the victim's brother or the business partner, right? This Thursday or next? This Thursday, I guess? Okay. Statistically, it's the ex or the business partner. I think it's both of them. The ex and the business partner. I'll do it next. Either this Tuesday or this Thursday, probably. I'll play Suck Up then. But anyways, okay, the business partner and the ex. I'm also kind of sus on the brother. I think it's the chef. Ooh, okay. I feel like I should put out a poll asking what it is. I don't know, but I don't remember how to do that. So what we're gonna do is the chef. It could be all 3. Although I doubt the likelihood of that happening. It's the chef. Okay, I think the ex and the business partner, but it could also be the chef. Let's see. Oh yeah, how many minutes on the clock? Okay, we've got 8 minutes to solve the crime, so let's see. The investigation. As I listened to their stories, it became clear that something wasn't adding up, and connecting the dots. Sarah was the first to arrive at the scene. Oh shit. Sarah was. I didn't remember her being first. Did it say that? I didn't. Okay, no, it was probably Sarah. We might have all been wrong, but her claims of seeing a shadowy figure was vague. Although she could have been hired and she could have been teaming up with someone else. Could have been teaming up with the business partner or the ex-girlfriend. Oops, my phone's running out of power. Okay. Sorry, I'm just opening it. Sorry. Why hadn't she been more more specific of who was out there? David, the brother of the victim, seemed shaken, and his account was too perfect. Bro, they're all suspicious, man. Imagine if it was like all of them. It was like an assassination thing. Although I think one of you said that earlier. It's a master crime to assimilate the heist. Maybe. Just give me 2 seconds because my things run out of power. Oh my god, I don't know where it is. Okay. I'll keep reading, sorry. David, the brother, seemed shaken, but his account was too perfect. He hadn't seen anyone, yet he knows exactly when Richard went out. Too convenient. Okay. Oops, sorry. Oh my god, we are clearly not the best at solving crimes, I don't think. The first one was pretty easy, though. Megan was the ex-girlfriend and made it clear she had an unresolved feeling for Richard. She mentioned an argument, but didn't seem too fazed by the fact he had been killed shortly after. The lack of concern struck me as odd. Although, to be fair, she had just been in an argument with him, so maybe she thought he deserved it. It doesn't mean that she did it, I suppose. James, the business partner, had been in the back, but he hadn't heard the argument between Richard and Megan. That seems hard to believe. They weren't whispering. I think it's a grand plot by all of them. It's a grand plot. Okay. Lily, the cook, had heard the commotion, but her statement about seeing no one in the alleyway seems like she was trying to distance herself from any suspicion. Conclusion. As I pieced everything together, one glaring detail stood out. Megan's behavior. She claimed to have been in a heated argument with Richard and then casually went back inside. I didn't pick up on the just casually going back inside, but without mentioning how upset or distraught she was afterwards. She also knew exactly where to find him after he stepped out, which seemed too calculated. Well, I suppose she could have been watching him, I guess, but what I suspect happened is Megan had confronted Richard about their past. The argument had escalated to a fit of rage. She stabbed him and then returned in the restaurant pretending nothing had happened. Okay, so it was Megan. Megan, the ex-girlfriend, murdered him in the thing. Okay, so it was the ex-girlfriend. They used the power of friendship. Maybe, but I guess that is the conclusion. And we have 4 minutes on the clock. We are officially the detective champion. We solved many crimes. So anyways, guys, don't leave you here. I'm sorry. I gotta go to sleep soon, probably. I'm sorry. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I will end it here. But don't worry, I will be back tomorrow, and I promise I'll be on time tomorrow, because I actually know what I'm doing. I've got a little something planned, and anyways, hope you enjoyed the stream,